Tom Brady announced his retirement 1 year after he announced his first retirement back on February 1st of 2022. This time is February 1st of 2023, the anniversary of what he says is his favorite Super Bowl, Super Bowl 49, which was the Seahawks-Patriots Super Bowl. That is his favorite. He retired on that day 2 years in a row, and we, I believe, actually have that video. So this is Tom Brady, feet in the sand. There were rumors about whether he was in LA, because he was in LA recently for 80 for Brady. There was a premiere there, or if he was in Miami, or I guess Florida area. But this is Tom Brady, feet in the sand, relaxing on one take, it looks like, announcing his retirement.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
That was Tom Brady. That was his retirement message. Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah. Well, I guess after what happened last year, it was leaked, and that he was going to retire, and then he said he hadn't made a decision, and then he came out and said he was going to retire. He made a big speech. He thanked most of his thank yous were to the Tampa Bay area, and the Patriots people.
He already thanked the Patriots.
The Patriots people were upset that he didn't say anything about them at that point, but he felt like he'd already done that when he left the Patriots, and I agree with him. It was he mentioned that right there, right? That I'm not getting into any long-winded thing here, and given what happened last year, this is short and sweet. I'm retiring. Yeah. So I think he handled it probably the right way here, and
I would say so.
I'm sorry to see him retire. I thought he was going to play again next year, and you thought he would retire, and you were right. So we'll see what he does now. I guess he's going to take that.
He's got a 10-year deal with Fox.
Yeah, maybe we can get him to come on our show. Right? Yeah. So best wishes to him. It's been a fantastic ride for all of us. I've been a Patriots fan most of my life, and so it's been a great run with Tom Brady, and loved watching him play. Loved his competitive fire. He brought everything I think a player should bring, an athlete should bring to the profession, and he was number one. And you can see we got his jersey up here, and we've got the picture of him with all the Super Bowls. Fantastic.
All the Patriots Super Bowls. You don't have his 2021 Bucs Super Bowl.
That's okay.
What I found very interesting is, I believe we have it. I believe I can bring it up right now. Bill Belichick had another statement that he made along with Robert Kraft. I don't have Robert Kraft's message, but I do in fact have Bill Belichick. So here it is. We're one step ahead, so let me just back up one. Let's see if I can get this right. Let's see. There we go. Tom was the ultimate winner. He entered the NFL with little to no fanfare and leaves us as the most successful player in league history. His relentlessness, pursuit of excellence drove him on a daily basis. His work ethic and desire to win were both motivational and inspirational to teammates and coaches alike. Tom was a true professional who carried himself with class and integrity throughout his career. I thank Tom for the positive impact he had on me and on the Patriots, and congratulate him on his amazing career.
Great statement.
It's actually a very, very nice statement. I think he actually made a better one last year when the retirement was first announced. I think he called him like the greatest player of all time or something like that, and that blew up the internet because Belichick never really complimented Brady in the 20 years they've been together. Yeah. So him to come out and say that was definitely something. But this is a very, very good message from Bill Belichick. But you mentioned his historic career. How about we talk about his career in a little bit more context? Why don't we? So Brady has played in 48 playoff games. 48. Which is insane. And I equate a playoff game in the NFL to like a game 7, let's say, in the NBA. Because it is an elimination game. That's what game 7 is in NBA, MLB, NHL. And so I decided, I was very, very curious about each player, because there's 4 major sports in America: football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. I decided to look up in each sport who has played in the most game 7s in each of those sports. So for the MLB, it's Mickey Mantle with 8. And then for the NBA, it's Ray Allen with 11. And in the NHL, it's Zdeno Chara, I'm pretty sure I'm getting that right, with 14. So if you add all those together, it's 33 game 7s that they've played in. So, how many did they win? Mickey Mantle won 4 of those. Ray Allen won 7 game 7s. And Zdeno Chara won 6. So they've won just above 50% of their game 7 appearances. Brady has played in 48 playoff games, so I equate that to 48 game 7s, and he's won 35 of those. So Tom Brady has won 2 more than if you combine all the other 3 other major sports in America have played in combined. The most like the players with the most appearances. Combine those, Brady has more wins than they do appearances.
Percentage of close to 80%.
Yeah. And I decided to dig a little bit deeper because I was very, very curious about, just how crazy this stat is. You have 10 Super Bowls, 10 Super Bowl appearances, and if you take away his rookie year, because I think he didn't even, I don't think he started a single game, and I think he only threw 4 passes, and the year where he got hurt back in 2008, where he didn't finish out the year. Every year that Tom Brady finished, so 21 seasons, he's made it to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7 of those. That's 33% in his career to win a Super Bowl. A 1 in 3 chance to not make it, to win the Super Bowl. It's nearly impossible to make the Super Bowl. It's even harder to win the Super Bowl. And I found this extremely interesting because when I saw this, it blew my mind. Tom Brady retired never having taken a snap when his team was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So that's 15,906 snaps, each with the possibility of ending in a Super Bowl championship.
Wow. That's
23 seasons of play, 21 seasons where he finished out the year. Not a single time Brady played a game eliminated from the playoffs. That blows my mind with just how consistent Brady has actually been.
Yeah.
And not only that, Brady has had 3 Hall of Fame careers in one singular career. And I believe I have that up as well. Let's break it down, why don't we? The first one's the Troy Aikman phase, where you have 3 Super Bowl titles, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 0 regular season MVPs, and 5 division titles for Brady, with 3 Super Bowl titles, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, no regular season MVPs, and 6 division titles for Troy Aikman. That is his entire career to Brady's first 7 years in the league. Let's go to Brady's next 7 years. This is the Dan Marino phase. This is one where Brady didn't win much, especially in the Super Bowl. He lost 2 Super Bowls to Eli Manning. But this is where his stats exploded, starting with that 2007, at the time, record-breaking season with 50 touchdowns, and he threw 23 of those to Randy Moss, which is still an NFL record today. He had 2 Super Bowl appearances, 2 passing touchdown leaders, 2 regular season MVPs, 6 division titles. That's Brady in, 7 years, 2007 to 2013. To Dan Marino's career of 1 Super Bowl appearance, 3 passing touchdown leaders, 1 regular season MVP, and 5 division titles. And then the craziest part about this is Brady's next phase, 2014 to 2022. So his mid-30s into his 40s, with a majority of this actually being in his 40s.
Yeah.
And that's the Joe Montana phase. Each with 4 Super Bowl titles, each with 3 Super Bowl MVPs. Joe Montana beats Brady out regular season MVPs 2-1. But Brady beats him out in Super Bowl appearances with 5-4. Brady has had 3 Hall of Fame quarterback careers in one singular career.
Yeah, and if you add up all the years those 3 quarterbacks played, right? Troy Aikman, what did he play? Probably 12 years. I think he played 12 years. Dan Marino, he played a long time. Joe Montana both played a long time. You add up all those years to win those, how many Super 4, 6, 9 Super Bowls, right? Between those, wasn't it 9?
Let's say, well, Joe Montana has 4.
4, and
Dan Marino doesn't have 1.
he doesn't have any.
He never won one.
He never won one.
Never won one. He made it to 1, and that was
against one appearance.
Yeah, that was against Joe
so
Montana.
So the wins, there's 4, and then there's 3. 7 wins. Brady ties him for wins, right?
Yep.
The number of years those 3 quarterbacks played total was how much?
Let's see. Troy Aikman played, I think it's 12 years. Montana played, let's see. Montana played 15 years.
15 and 12, that's 27.
Dan Marino played, I have to do quick math here, 17 years.
17 years?
Yeah.
So
age 22 to 38.
And 17 is 44.
Well,
27, no, it's 54, isn't it?
Was
27 and 17, right?
27 and 17 is 27 is 44.
44 years.
44.
Okay. Brady played 23 years.
23 years.
So it took those three guys 44 years to win 7 Super Bowls, and it took Brady 23.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
That is something else.
I mean, it's less than about half.
Yeah.
Right? About half the number of years. So it's amazing. It's unbelievable. You can come up with stats like this that really show how dominant he was and how much he'll be missed.
I don't have the graphic here because I didn't put it on our graphics list, but I will show you because I want to see your reaction about it. This is a list of most of Brady's accomplishments, but not all. That is the list there. Every single one of those lines is a record that Tom Brady holds.
Yeah.
That it just includes stuff like most touchdown passes, most yards, most attempts.
I don't think
completions.
anybody will ever break his playoff stats. You know, his combined playoff stats of those.
Mahomes is up there though.
But you think Mahomes is going to play in 48 playoff games? I don't think so.
I can agree with you because if you're actually thinking about
he's getting up. How many years he been in the league now? 5 years.
5. He's 27.
5 years. He only got 1 Super Bowl win.
I know.
So far.
I know. But what's crazy about this is Brady hasn't actually played 23 seasons. He's actually played 26 if you include the playoff games.
Yeah.
He's played 48 playoff games. So a majority of teams stopped at week 17 or now what would be week 18.
Yeah.
Brady played 3 extra seasons in his career beyond that point. That's ridiculous. Yeah. So in totality, he has 26 seasons of mileage behind him.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely absurd. So it's truly incredible what Brady has been doing. And the way we're seeing it, right? 6th round pick, that just adds to the storyline. Everywhere Brady has gone, he's won. He beat Alabama when he was with Michigan. That was a beautiful comeback, by the way. They actually, if you think about it,
he never won a national championship.
Never won a national championship, but was it the Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl back?
Orange Bowl.
Orange Bowl. I mean, if we look at that Michigan game, that kind of was a prelude to the rest of his career. The way he came back against Alabama. Then he comes in to the Patriots, wins 6 Super Bowls over the course of 20 years. Then he comes to Tampa Bay in his first season during the pandemic. Comes in and wins that Super Bowl. And then he has a very great opportunity this past year when he had AB Gronk in 2021. And, there was a blown blitz and the Rams were able to actually beat him out, win the Super Bowl. And then this year, which was a horrible year for the Bucs in total, an off year for Brady.
Well, they made the playoffs.
They didn't make the playoffs, but it was a very ugly playoff. It was a very, very ugly playoff run. So what he's been doing, I don't think will be touched. It's going to be very, very difficult. I mean, we're talking about 7 Super Bowl wins here. He made it to 10. And what's crazy about that is we're talking about how all these players could, approach Brady. Joe Montana used to be the GOAT, and he went 4-0 in Super Bowls. Brady has 3 more Super Bowls and 6 more appearances than Joe Montana.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought Joe Montana couldn't be touched. 4-0 in Super Bowls. And now we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, the next Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time. We've been so desensitized because Brady made it seem so easy to win. And also, I don't get the Brady's been carried in every Super Bowl he's ever played in. First off, I want to say this. His defenses were so good. If his defenses were that good, why did he have to come back in every single playoff game? He had to. It was in every single Patriots Super Bowl. He had to lead 6 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. And in 3 of the 7 Super Bowls, he didn't even have a top 10 defense. The highest outside of when he had, and he actually, and I have every Super Bowl appearance he had in here. His best defense is actually, he lost the Super Bowl. His best defense was in 2007. They were 4th in total defense. They lost that
first win. They had a very good defense.
24th.
Was it the first
24th, 2001 Super Bowl where they won. They had the 24th total defense.
I think maybe their defense improved a lot during the year that year because their defense was great against the Rams.
Well, it could have been that one game. It could have just been that one game.
It was good throughout the playoffs that year.
Like for instance, in the second Rams Super Bowl that they played in, their defense was 21st, and they held a team, who scored 33 points. They only allowed 3 points in that Super Bowl. So I think, honestly, it could just be how you're playing on that day. So it could be that. But during the regular season, Brady, out of his 7 Super Bowl wins, he had three total defense rankings, 13th or higher. His other Super Bowls, 21st, above the top 10. So 2018, Super Bowl 53, Rams Patriots, the second one. He had the 21st ranked defense. In 2014, the Legion of Boom, they had the 13th ranked defense. And his first Super Bowl win against the first Rams Super Bowl against the greatest show on turf, his defense is ranked 24th. And what's crazy is that in that 2011 season, which is arguably Brady's best season, it's that one, 2021, and then 2007. Those are his top 3 because he threw for 5,200 yards in 2011. His defense was ranked 31st, and he made it all the way to a Super Bowl. Imagine if Brady won that Super Bowl and he had the 31st ranked defense. That would have to be another record.
The other thing that's very impressive is in the playoffs, all those 35 games that he won, and particularly as he got closer in the AFC championship games, right, and the one NFC championship, he played 2 NFC championship games. He's playing against some great defenses.
Absolutely.
Right? And look at his stats.
I mean, he beat the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
He actually, if you take a look at it now, after that Super Bowl loss, they fell apart, the Seahawks. And same thing with the Falcons. The Falcons and the Seahawks have never been the same since that Super Bowl loss.
Since Super Bowl losses, yeah.
Which is crazy to think. So, I don't know.
The Rams was kind of as well, right? In the first Rams win, they after that, they were the greatest show on turf. They weren't after that.
I think 2018 was that was the next Super Bowl they played in was 2018.
Yeah.
So it took them 17 years to make it to another one.
Yeah.
And they had they had Aaron Donald for a number of years. Jalen Ramsey came over there. They had Ndamukong Suh for that year, actually, which I completely forgot that he was even on the Rams at that point. So it's kind of interesting just, how historic Brady's career is. And it's going to be, we're talking about Michael Jordan, Kareem, Bill Russell, and LeBron all up there. And that's the thing, right? You could say in some sports, you could argue who the best player at his position is, or even just in the league. You can't really say that with Tom Brady. You can't. And just saying that now, you're either a hater or you just don't know exactly what you're talking about. Because you just have to take one quick look and realize that this is impossibly great. 6 game-winning drives.
Ever be matched.
6 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter and overtime in Super Bowls. That's impossibly clutch. Impossibly clutch.
Yeah.
He beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game in 2018. That's something to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I believe him and Mahomes are tied on their career records. I think they're 2-2 against each other, if I'm not mistaken. Although there was one game, I think in 2019, where they lost 21 to 15 or something like that. And Jacoby Myers, they ruled him. He stepped out of bounds the 4-yard line or something like that. It should have been a touchdown. I forgot exactly what that score was, but he should have won that game. But it's crazy, and you know what? This one feels like he's actually done.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
It'll be interesting to see how he feels when it gets close to the spring training.
It took him 40 days to
make a decision, but
yeah,
as it gets closer to the time to play. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Gronk is talking about coming out of retirement. He'll come out of retirement.
He said he wants to play the Bills.
Then they'll try to lure him out. Then Gronk will try to lure Brady back. Yeah.
I don't know. I personally,
I would say Gronk might want to play for the Bills.
Yeah, he said he was. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was a Bills fan. He grew up in New York. So he was looking at the Bills like when he retired. He said he became a Bills fan again. Yeah. And he actually talked with the Bills in. Well,
then they wouldn't have Brady because they've got
they've Josh Allen. Yeah, so. I don't know. He also mentioned that he would love to play with Joe Burrow as well. So there's a couple. I mean, he may come back, but I don't know. I think Gronk may stick to his word that the only quarterback he ever wants to catch passes from is Brady. But we'll see. Gronk is a very unpredictable person.